Hi, my name is Lawan Badna, and today I'll be telling my story and experience volunteering at Future Prowess Foundation in Maiduguri, Borno State. As I've said in my previous video, how my dad inspired me uh, to, to really do something about volunteering. I went back to him, as I've said, and I told him I wanted to go back to Maiduguri and volunteer. And lucky was I, he linked me to his friend, a reputable leader who started school in Maiduguri for orphans and less privileged and vulnerables. His name is Barrister Zannah Mustapha. Unfortunately, this was the man that negotiated the Chibok girls when they were being released. So I was so excited to really go and volunteer at his organization, Future Prowess Foundation. And another person that really inspired me was my friend. Her name is Tanishka. I met her in university. So this was what happened after our first year in school. I remember vividly our lecturer came and was asking us how we spent our holiday. And he was like, tell us your story. And Tanishka told us a story that really paused my heart. She said that, okay, I did go for holiday back home, and we were all amazed trying to figure out, why didn't you go? And she said she decided to volunteer taking care of children in the slums and teaching them and all that. I was so amazed with what she did. So after the class, I drew her attention, and I wanted to hear more. And she told me a lot of stories, how she volunteered, the fulfillment, the satisfaction she had. Tanishka really inspired me. So I had these two people, my dad and Tanishka, who inspired me, and I decided to come back to Maiduguri. So I met this incredible philanthropy, Barrister Zannah Mustapha, and he accepted me. And the next day, I was told to start as soon as possible. So meeting the principal, I told the principal my background. He asked, of course. I told him my background was peace studies, and he was like, okay, what are you going to do? What are you going to teach these children? And I was like, anything. But he was like, okay, can't you just talk to them about peace and all that? So I had to go back and start thinking of how and what I will really teach them at their own level of understanding. And I happened to just do one or two things, and I taught them basic things about peace and basic influences of peace. I spoke to them. We went through stories of Malala, Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, and all that. I shared with them. I remember I had some couple of books of Malala and all that, and I gave them to read. So I spent almost about a year, but I met two great individuals in that place. I was not the only one that left my comfort zone to go and volunteer. I met incredible people. The first person I met that I really got bonded with was TK. We all call him Uncle TK, and he was from Taraba. He did he did law in ABU, and he did his NYC in the southeast. And after that, straight he came to Maiduguri to volunteer. The moment I met him, I was so happy and intrigued about his story, leaving his comfort zone also to come and volunteer at Future Prowess Foundation. He was an incredible person. I really loved him. Everyone loved him. And I remember sitting with him a couple of times. Why will you just leave your comfort zone? And he told me how he went through a lot of things, how even when he was doing his NYC, he did a lot of voluntary work here, there, and I became inspired by TK also. But the last person I met that I want to discuss today her name is Hawa Saleh Adamu. She too was volunteering there, and we had a lot of people who were volunteering there. because we were following the mindset of our leader, Barr Mustapha, for him to give free school to vulnerables. It was something amazing to copy. Hawa Saleh told me a story. I told her I always try to ask stories. Told her, where were you before and what happened? And she told me how she fought for girls in one of the local government, one of the LGAs at the heat after the heat of the insurgency, and she decided to go to a deep field and help a lot of girls against violence. I remember telling her to, for document's sake, send it to me through an email. And she did. She told me there's this one particular story that kept coming back to my mind. How she helped a girl who was being abused by someone in the camp, and finally they followed the story, helped the girl, and the perpetrator was being sentenced to 14 years in prison. And then the girl later onwards got scholarship to go and study somewhere else. I was so intrigued. But the reason why I'm talking about Hawa Saleh is because after 1 year, Hawa Saleh passed on. It was a hit on me because I knew how she had passion to help women and girls, how she left her comfort zone and decided to volunteer in deep field, and then come off. Our paths crossed at Future Prowess. But one thing that I always bless God for her is that she has helped a lot of people. She has gone, but she has helped a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to remember what she did to her. So tribute to Hawa Saleh for doing a very great job there. I will talk about my next volunteering, which is going to be in Goza. Thank you, and God bless.